Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh's NFL draft woes unexpectedly reunite Coach Prime and ex-wife Pilar in one frame. Well, the Sanders must have gifted the Colorado Buffaloes fans with the best gifts in the 2024 season. Deion Sanders and his sons, Shedeur and Shiloh, successfully flipped their 4-8 script in 2023 to a 9-4 overall record in 2024. Plus, Shedeur went from being the most sacked player in college football to leading Colorado in single-season passing yards, single-season completions, and a lot of other records. However, there still prevailed a void among the Buffs fans. Maybe they craved for the perfect Sanders fam moment. The Buffs boys and their parents to be together. And turns out that the universe listened to their prayers. Even though Shedeur's and Shiloh's NFL draft futures did not unfold the way they had envisioned, at least it came with a surprise gift that calmed the fans' souls. A perfect Sanders family picture. The proud parents Deion and Pilar Sanders, and kids, Shedeur, Shiloh, and Shalomi. Like the Colorado fans, it was a dream-come-true moment for the Sanders kids as well. After all, last time, they failed in their attempt at a rare Sanders family reunion in one frame foot Shedeur and Shiloh and his divorced parents. Being a mother of three is no joke, folks. It's even harder when you have to see them suffer. After all, even though Deion is celebrated as Shedeur and Shiloh's role model, there are a lot of efforts from Pilar's end as well. For instance, when Shiloh underwent surgery on his fractured finger, she traveled all the way from Alabama to Boulder to be with the Buffs' safety. When Shedeur was grabbed by his leg by the Cincinnati Bearcats' LB Brian Sims III, the strong mother stood by the Buffs' quarterback's side. She tweeted, "Real athletes overstand average sportsmanship. Actually trying to hurt other players while playing the game demonstrates low football IQ. You need to get the hiking boot 17. That's how protective Pilar has been." Sadly, it must have pained her heart to see how both of her sons went unnoticed in the 2025 NFL draft. Even though Shedeur was hailed as the round 1 pick, his luck didn't favor until the 5th round, where he landed with Cleveland as the 144th pick. On the other hand, Shiloh went undrafted and joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a free agent. If the Sanders brothers have been looking to sip on some motivational juice, Pilar got it covered. After all, who better to lift up their moods than their biggest cheerleader, their mom, Pilar? On April 26th, the proud mother came up with a heartwarming post. The caption read, "Two sons, one league. Greatness is in the bloodline. This is more than football. It's a legendary legacy for the Headache Gang." Words cannot describe this feeling. But more than the caption, the picture caught attention. After ages, the Sanders was caught in one frame. The happy fam stood in a line, with Shiloh on the extreme left, followed by Pilar, Shedeur, Shalomi, and Deion at the far right. An absolute fam jam moment. Coach Prime and his ex-wife sharing the same frame is an absolute delight for the fans, as it has now become the rarest of the rarest sights. The couple got married in 1999, but things had hit sour notes, and they parted ways with a divorce in 2013. Now, can you spot that bright smile on Shedeur and Shiloh's faces? Well, there is a reason behind it. Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh Sanders' secret plan went awry. The Sanders brothers fell short of living up to the NFL hype, but at least they could tick off one of their unfulfilled goals. Last November marked an emotional time for the Colorado fans and the Sanders fam alike. Shiloh and Shedeur bid farewell to their college football chapter, and the Folsom Field witnessed the bittersweet moment. Things got more emotional when Deion himself joined his sons to walk them down to the end of the field. But the ending had a surprise waiting for the fans. An absolute family drama. Things transpired in one of the most unusual ways. The retired NFL icon was walking his two sons down the field during the senior day ceremony. While the trio was soaking in the moment, fans spotted Pilar waiting to hug her sons at the end of the field. But maybe Deion was so engrossed in the moment that he didn't notice until the very last moment. And when he did, he chose to flee from the scene. Giving a pat on Shedeur and Shiloh's backs, he made his way out as soon as possible. And that's how Coach Prime reigned on their secret plan. What was the plan? On November 29th, Shiloh uploaded a video on social media. It was titled, "Home Game Finale, a Special Day with the Fam at Colorado." That's where the Buffs safety disclosed their mission to reunite their divorced parents, Pilar and Deion Sanders. "My brother, Shedeur, just got my mom from the stands cause of the senior day, and we didn't know we had to walk. They're not gonna. That's like World War III trying to get them to walk together. Their dreams unfolded when they least expected it. A surprise gift straight from the universe. Colorado players lose faith in Coach Prime and leave program as undrafted Shiloh Sanders gives up hope. Shedeur Sanders watched rounds of the 2025 NFL Draft pass by without his name getting called. That was until the Browns decided to give him a chance in the fifth round with the 144th overall pick. With this, he became the second QB, after Oregon's Dylan Gabriel, that the Browns selected in the draft, but more than anything, Shedeur's steep downward slide became the story of the evening. The decline happened despite ESPN's prediction model giving a 96% chance that the signal caller would be unavailable by the 21st pick. But was his fall really surprising, considering the league kept giving hints that it did not see him as a first-round talent? Hours before the draft, his lack of arm skill, athleticism, and his complacency became points of discussion. While all this was going on, Father Deion Sanders made sure to show his support to both his sons, Shedeur and Shiloh, on social media. "We trust God, and we don't know any other way," he wrote on Instagram and routinely kept sharing posts with his sons. But as Sanders' attention was fixated on the 2025 NFL Draft, the Colorado Buffaloes started to slip. Buff insider Brian Howell shared some not-so-good news about what was happening back in Boulder. While we wait for Shedeur Sanders to be drafted, Colorado has lost one of its top two CBs and potential starters at RB and LB to the portal since last night, after losing a possible starter at guard a few days ago. #Cubbuffs, Howell tweeted. The update only added to Deion Sanders' collection of brickbats. A year ago, former Colorado player Xavier Smith accused Coach Prime of forcing him to hit the portal. He told The Athletic that he left in tears as Coach Prime never wanted to explore him. While players like Tyler Brown defended the coach later, the whole incident has come back into the spotlight. Now, during the final hours of the spring transfer portal window, Colorado lost a couple of important names. Players who entered the portal include cornerback Colton Hood and his brother Brandon Hood. Brandon Hood would have been the starter, offensive lineman Zach Owens and Jay Gardenhire, as well as linebackers Jalen Wester and Kieran Garcia, and cornerback Malachi Murphy. Additionally, Colton and Brandon Hood's cousin, linebacker Trenton Hood, who spent the last season as a Colorado walk-on, also hit the portal. Boulder has lost 12 players during this cycle. Out of all those names, Colton will be the biggest loss for the Buffs, as he had a breakout redshirt freshman season last fall and was expected to get a starting cornerback spot after Travis Hunter left for the NFL. Colton Hood played 13 games last season and scored 24 total tackles, 6 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions. Regardless, he didn't forget to thank the Colorado coaches before his exit. "Thanks to Coach Prime, Coach Mathis, Coach Livingston, coaching staff, training staff, and especially my teammates for the wonderful opportunity to be a part of the Colorado Buffs family. I have enjoyed every moment, grown significantly, and loved the city of Boulder," he wrote on X on April 25. Further, Brandon Hood also showed his appreciation as he wrote, "I am thankful for all the lessons I have learned from being at this institution. It has molded and shaped me into a better, more mature man. I made the decision to come to Colorado because I wanted to help build something from the ground. I worked hard and did my best with every opportunity one was given. I am excited about what the future holds and look forward to what's next. Thank you, Colorado." Hood had appeared in 3 games as a true freshman last season. But why did they decide to leave? The brothers wanted to play football together and dreamed of making it big. But as per Colton Hood, on April 25th, they learned that the school was moving in a different direction, and hence, they decided to map their exit. This leaves the Buffs running back and cornerback rooms looking depleted, but also reminds us how Coach Prime said he wanted to get in 2 more running backs, as well as a couple of defensive backs after the spring game. But let us not forget how many college football coaches dislike the spring portal window. After all, it turns into an audition for the players who may eventually leave for better deals after their coaches have invested hours trying to develop their talents throughout winter and early spring. Regardless, there is some good news for the Buffs fans. While it is sad to see the players leave, let us not forget that Deion Sanders brought in 21 players from the portal this offseason, and several commitments are on track. "I want to target every area," Sanders said earlier this month about the portal. His aim was to get some of the best players and make overall improvement. But it looks like, for now, Deion Sanders will have to support his family during tough times. In addition to Shedur's disappointment, Shiloh Sanders went undrafted. Shiloh Sanders had a tough time, but found some relief. While Shedur Sanders finally got a fifth-round selection, his brother Shiloh faced some tough luck. But eventually, he secured a spot with the Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent. As per reports, this signing took place about 30 minutes after the final pick of the draft. So here onwards, he will have to fight for his spot in the team's 53-man roster by showing he deserves to be there. Another way is for a different team to sign him to their active roster. But either way, he will have to show his absolute best in Tampa Bay. He will compete and learn from names like Antoine Winfield Jr. and Jamal Dean. All that being said, Shiloh has the skill to nail it in the pro. He is an effective coverage defender with a penchant for forcing fumbles. But a year riddled with injuries eventually cost him heavily.